In the previous video, we learnt about types of options and specifically call options. Now let us look at what is a put option. What is a put option?
I have heard that put options are somewhat difficult to understand.
A put option can be confusing, but once you understand the basic idea, a put option becomes very easy to understand. A put option gives the buyer the right but not the obligation to sell the underlying commodity at a fixed price within a certain time. Again, put option equal to right to sell.
Why would anyone want the right to sell?
Because if the market price falls below the fixed price, the right to sell at the higher fixed price becomes valuable. So a put option is generally associated with a bearish view. Why people get confused with put options? People often ask, why would I want the right to sell? And how can selling become profitable?
Yes, I also had the same thought.
That confusion is normal. The easiest way to understand a put option is this. A put option is like price protection against a fall. You want a put option when you are worried that the commodity price may go down. So, you want the right to sell at a better price than what the market may offer later. That is the key idea.
So it's like buying insurance for the investment.
Absolutely right. Simple example of a put option.
Can you explain this with an example?
Sure. Suppose copper is currently trading at rupees 1300 per kg. You think copper prices may fall. So, you buy a put option that gives you the right to sell copper at rupees 1300 a kg.
What happens next?
Now let us see two situations. Case 1, copper price falls. Suppose copper falls to rupees 1200. Now your put option gives you the right to sell at rupees 1300 while the market price is only rupees 1200. This is a valuable right.
So the put option becomes valuable?
Yes. Case 2, copper price rises. Suppose copper rises to rupees 1500. Now it makes no sense to use your right to sell at rupees 1300 because the market is offering a higher price.
So the investor simply does not use the option.
Correct. The loss is limited to the premium paid. So the logic is a put option buyer benefits when price falls. The easiest real life analogy for a put option. Think of a put option like insurance against a fall in value. Suppose you own something valuable and you are worried its price might fall. You would like a protection that says, even if the market falls, I still have the right to sell at a fixed better price. That is exactly what a put option does. So, a put option is easier to understand if you think of it as downside protection, price insurance, protection against falling prices.
Great, that's simple to understand.
Gold inventory example for put option.
Can you give me another example for better understanding?
Let us take an even simpler example. Suppose a jeweler has gold inventory. Today, gold is worth rupees 1,60,000 per 10 grams. The jeweler is worried that gold prices may fall next month. So the jeweler buys a put option giving the right to sell at rupees 1,60,000.
And they would have protection in case gold prices fall.
Exactly. Now suppose next month gold falls to rupees 1,40,000. The market price has fallen, which is bad for the jeweler. But the put option gives the right to sell at rupees 1,60,000. So the put option gains value and helps protect against the fall. That is why put options are often used for protection.
Now it makes sense.
Best way to distinguish call and put.
I'll need to remember all of this.
Use this simple table in your mind. Option type, right to, used when you expect. This is the most important table in the lesson. Important note, buyer has a right not obligation.
If a participant buys a call or a put option, is it necessary for them to use it?
No, this applies to both calls and puts. If you buy a call option or a put option, you are not forced to use it. You will use it only if it is beneficial. Otherwise, you can let it lapse. That is why the buyer's downside is limited to the premium.
So the participant's loss is limited.
Correct, Ayush.
What about the seller?
For now, just remember this. The buyer gets the right. The seller takes the obligation. So if the buyer decides to exercise the option, the seller has to honor the contract. We will study buyers and sellers in more detail later. For this lesson, the important focus is what a call option means, what a put option means. Short recap. Let us recap clearly. A call option gives the buyer the right to buy at a fixed price. So a call option is useful when the buyer expects the commodity price to rise. A put option gives the buyer the right to sell at a fixed price. So a put option is useful when the buyer expects the commodity price to fall. So remember, call equal to right to buy equal to bullish. Put equal to right to sell equal to bearish. And the best way to understand a put option is to think of it as a protection against falling prices. In the next lesson, we will look at some key options terminologies. One must understand these terminologies to trade safely in MCX options.